All right. So I'd like to ask you, what are you waiting for? It's time to level up. So welcome and thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Marie Gaynor, and I am a leadership development coach. I'm in the Central Florida area, and joining me tonight is Allison Swanson. Allison, are you there?
I'm here, Marie. Can everybody hear me?
We hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Yes, hello. Glad to be here.
Great. And Allison, where's your territory?
Yes, thank you. So I'm also a leadership development coach, just like Marie, and I am in the Northeast Florida area.
Great. Thanks for helping me tonight. Allison and I worked on this presentation. We hope that you find it enjoyable, and hopefully you have some takeaways to help you grow your business. That's what we're here for. And keep in mind, we do these every 2 weeks, and we'll be back, on 2 Mondays. So mark your calendars. You'll continue to get email reminders from us, but let's go ahead and get this started. So you already have what it takes: a passion for beauty and a love for sharing it. And of course, beauty is best when shared. And what better way than with our sales leadership program? So I do want to share a few tips to recruit more representatives to your downline. So I'm going to cover a lot in the next probably 6 or 7 minutes. But the first bullet point is work the numbers. This business is a numbers game regardless of what anyone else tells you. You have to turn over a lot of rocks to find a few diamonds, right? Most people you approach won't be interested in what you're offering them. And most people who do join the business will do nothing and quit. You're going to have to talk to a lot of people to build your team. We do have a suggested formula, and it's called 5, 10, 20. The 5 in the formula stands for talking to 5 people a day, 5 days a week. It really is that simple. So if you're currently talking to 2 prospects per day, ramp up your efforts and approach 5 or maybe even 10 prospects per day. The next bullet point is identify your target market. You'll want to focus on a specific group of people and focus your time, money, and energy on connecting with them. Focus on people you have an affinity with. In other words, focus on people you already have something in common with, like for example, stay-at-home moms or women in their 40s, in my case, women in their 60s, single parents. So get the idea of focus on people you already have something in common with. This gives you common ground when you're talking to them. Of course, you never really know who will be joining your business or who will build it big. So by all means, you can still talk to anyone and everyone. Always ask, but focus most of your time and energy prospecting entrepreneurs, small business owners, professionals, salespeople, and other network marketers. These are your best prospects. And improve your skills. So that next bullet point, improve your skills. You should be a student of your profession if you want to recruit more representatives. Successful entrepreneurs are students of their business. They do everything they can to improve their skills and gain a cutting edge. So take your Avon U training, listen to CDs on network marketing, and attend events like the Blab workshops that we're offering and RepFest. Work on your personal development and have a game plan to get better every single day. Learn how to generate leads. When you know how to generate leads, it's easy to recruit more new representatives. So take the time to study marketing and lead generation. Learn everything you can about it. And then learn how to follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. You know that, right? Most of your prospects and customers will need a minimum of 5 to 10 follow-ups before they join your team or become a customer. That is a fact. Very few people jump with joy and sign up on the spot or become a customer right away, right? A lot of representatives give up after the first or second follow-up. That's a big mistake. If you do that, you will be leaving a lot of money on the table. You want to keep a spreadsheet of every person in your pipeline and have a game plan on how often you're going to follow up and what each step of that process looks like. What will that process be? And be different and use your own talents and abilities. Spend some time to write down your unique selling proposition. Find a way to stand out in the crowd. Figure out what makes you different. Focus on your own uniqueness in everything you do. Also, make a list of your own natural talents and abilities. Figure out what you are naturally good at, and then brainstorm ways that you can use your talents and abilities to generate leads and recruit more representatives to your team and more customers to your business. Set up at local events and team up with local entrepreneurs. Local events are a super great way to meet new prospects and recruit more representatives and customers. You can consider maybe setting up at flea markets, bazaars, craft shows, farmers markets, and other local events that you can find. The beauty of events is that people come to you. You can have your own table or booth to showcase your products and, of course, the opportunity. You can make sales and sign up new representatives on the spot. And if money's tight and you can't afford to set up at a local event, go as an attendee and network with each of the vendors that are there. Make it a goal to do one local event each and every month, and team up with your downline or your upline. Split the cost, save money, and take time to meet influential people in your community. You might want to join your local chamber of commerce, or make sure you attend local networking events. Get to know local entrepreneurs and show a genuine interest in these people. Do business with them, and then refer other people to their business. Let them know, of course, what you do as well, and ask them for referrals. So this is a win-win relationship for everybody. The next bullet point is build a list. You want to build a list of everyone you talk to about the products and the business opportunity. Keep all of their contact information in one place and add them to your web office, your address book there on youravon.com. Let Avon do the work for you to send out those automated emails promoting your e-store. And people will join your business when the timing is right for them. So you want to keep their contact information current, right? As you talk to them and you're building a relationship, make sure everything is correct. So the information is there so you can stay in touch. And when the timing does become right, they're going to join you. And remember that 5x5 formula. If you talk to just 5 people a day for 3 years, you would have names and contact information for more than like 39, almost 4,000 prospects. If all you did was stay in touch with these people, you would never have to prospect again. So your list is your most important business asset. So again, keep it updated and accurate, and stay in touch with everyone frequently. It is time and money well spent. And lastly, ask for the sale. If you want to succeed in the business, you have to be able to look someone straight in the eye and ask them to take out their credit card and make a purchase or enroll to become a representative. Even if someone wants to join or buy, they probably won't do it unless you ask them to. This actually is one of the key things that separates representatives who struggle in this business from representatives who succeed. If you don't ask for the sale, you won't get it. All right. So, that was a lot. With all of that being said, we want to help you become better in this business. We want to help take you from being an opportunity taker to an opportunity maker. And when you advance your title from promoter to ambassador, you'll actually be qualified to register for our amazing 13-week coaching program. And tonight we're going to share just a little bit of the information we cover in one of our coaching modules called conversational selling. So as you meet people and talk to people that you know, remember every conversation is an opportunity to grow your business. It might be an opportunity to sell Avon product or sell the Avon opportunity. The letters in GROW represent the 4 easy steps that you should follow in every sales conversation. The G is get to know the person and her needs. R is recommend the right Avon solution. O is offer relatable stories to demonstrate your belief. And the W is work to establish next steps. Breaking down the conversation into small bite-sized chunks allows us to consider the importance of each step. And G is all about getting to know the person and her needs. It's about starting the conversation, be it with someone you've known for a while or a chance encounter with a complete stranger. And once you get talking, you'll have to dig deeper to uncover her needs and wants. And it's really important to understand what she wants and needs so that you can help her see how the Avon solution can help her later on. The R is all about recommending the right Avon solution. We all know when selling the opportunity, the Avon opportunity is the right solution. If you're selling products, it's important to determine what solution is right for the customer based on her needs. And it's just as important when selling the opportunity, how having their own Avon business will be the solution to their wants and needs. But let's go ahead and talk about the 3 C's when recommending the right Avon solution. Every time you recommend the right Avon solution, follow these 3 C's and you can't go wrong. Number 1 is clarify her needs and her wants. Number 2 is communicate the right Avon solution. Like we said, the Avon opportunity is the right solution when recruiting. And connect the dots. Share how the solution meets her needs and wants. And you can see that you can't do these steps unless you get to know her needs and wants, which is the G in grow. And make sure you spend time to get to know her before you try to recommend the Avon opportunity. Don't be overly aggressive because that might turn her off. So get to know her first. And if you do clarify her needs and wants before you recommend the solutions, you will make sure you really understand her needs and wants, right? So you're clarifying that. You will not assume anything. You will possibly identify additional needs and wants and make sure her needs and wants have not changed since your last conversation. And all of this will make her feel like she's been heard. You have actually been listening. And once you confirm her needs and wants, you can share the solution and how it will help her. So here's an example just to help you understand. I'm just going to make something up here, right? Susan, you want to take your family on a cruise. That's a need or want this summer. So Susan, you want to take your family on a cruise this summer. I recommend we get you started with your own Avon business today so that you can take advantage of our Kickstart program where you can earn enough to take that cruise and so much more. So you talk about the given, what she needs, and the recommendation and what the relevant benefits are. And now I'm going to turn it over to my friend Allison.
Okay, thanks, Marie. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay.
We can.
Okay, perfect. So continuing with the GROW model, O, it's all about offering relatable stories that demonstrate your belief. It's really important to relate to the person that you're talking to. You want to build that trust and get to know them like Marie mentioned. By sharing a story or two, you can help her see how the solution has impacted you and others. So stories really illustrate how the solution can make a difference for her. And now if we can move on to W, that's all about working to establish those next steps. It's important to always ask your prospect to join your team and then establish next steps based on how she responds. So if we go to the next slide, please. If you truly get to know the person and her needs, recommend the right Avon solution, offer relatable stories, then you can confidently ask her to join your team. And make sure you always ask. This is a very important step. And there are a few ways that you can ask a prospect to join your team. So let's take a look at some of the examples that are on the slide. So here we go. So the first one, why don't we get you started today? Honestly, I would love to have you join my team. How can we make that happen? What additional information do you need to get started? What additional information, if any, can I provide to help you determine if the Avon opportunity or product is right for you? So I want to hear from you guys. It's been, Marie and I talking majority of the time this evening, but I'm going to open it up to the group. What are some other ways that you could ask someone to join your team? So if you have anything that you would like to share, you go ahead and put that in the chat box, and I can read your questions. So I will give you guys a minute or so to think of how you can ask someone to join your team. Don't be shy. Put in something. I know you guys have some great ideas. Okay, so while it doesn't seem to be anyone yet, but another one would be, I would love to put you on the path to your dreams. Or I would love, like Marie gave the example, I would love to have, or I would love to help you and your family, Susan, go on that cruise. Can we get you started? And it looks like Melissa put in the chat box, wow, I noticed how you like, fill in the blank, why not join Avon and save? So that's a great one, Melissa. I love that. So if you have a customer who continually buys the same thing, that would be a great one to use. And Erin chimed in also, I joined Avon because, so she's sharing her belief, she's being relatable. I joined Avon because, fill in the blank, this could help you too. So that's great. So thank you to Melissa and Erin for giving us a few more examples. So Marie, I think we're ready to go on to the next slide. All right. No matter what the outcome is, it's important that you establish next steps. And some of those next steps include set a time expectation. By setting an expectation that you will call them back in 2 days, it's not going to come as a surprise or a shock when you do, and it will actually be appreciated. Be accommodating. Increase the likelihood of getting a response by being respectful of their preferred communication style. If you only ask for their email, they might not check it very often, and you might run the risk of messing up a great opportunity. So if they prefer texting, then excuse me, then send excuse me, you guys, I'm getting over strep throat, so you have to excuse my voice a little bit. So find out their preferred method of communication. If they like to text, then make sure that's how you're reaching out to them. Capture her contact information. Don't just get her phone number, get her email address, send her a friend request on Facebook. Try to connect with them on all possible spots. You want to highlight a roadmap of next steps. This will show her that, it's not your first time around. This is not your first rodeo, and you are able to offer her a valuable experience based on her level of interest. And selling the Avon opportunity, it's not always a one-time event. I thought this was very interesting. So studies have shown it typically takes up to 8 contacts before a sale is made. So a follow-up phone call, text, or email will keep your business healthy and growing. So you've got to follow up, and we can go on to the next slide. So speaking of following up, we know that the fortune is in the follow-up. So again, question for the group, how does it make you feel when somebody doesn't follow up or follow through on their commitments? How does that make you feel? Okay, Stella said it makes her feel sad. And that's true. And someone doesn't follow up on what they say. Erin, that makes her feel bothered. Maria, like they don't care about me. Joanne, like they don't care. Exactly. So let's consider a few follow-up fails to ensure that you don't do these things that we're getting ready to talk about. So not following up at all. Assuming that you are the only thing this person is thinking about, let's be honest, it's a little naive. I mean, they have a life too. They're picking up their kids, they're working overtime, they're running to the grocery store, they're planning their kids' birthday parties. So, check in with that person. It's not only appreciated, but it's necessary to remain in her mind. Another thing, connecting with them on Facebook when they requested a text. Make sure you are clear on their preferred method of communication, like we talked about earlier, especially when you're just starting a relationship out and you're still building that trust. Down the line, it's more appropriate to reach out in other forums like that, but not right out of the gate. Not offering any value. People are insanely busy these days. Don't waste an opportunity if you get them on the phone. So have something of value to offer. So those are a few examples of what not to do. And Marie, we are ready for the next slide, please. All right, growing your business like a boss. So here are a few telltale signs. I love this slide. Telltale signs that you are rocking it. So your conversations are going to feel natural. They're going to be fun. They're not going to feel salesy, and they're going to be sincere. The person you're talking to, they're going to be visibly at ease. Look at their body language. They're going to be leaning in, nodding their head in agreement. They're not going to be on their phone or trying to change the subject. You're probably going to get, 15 minutes or more of information being shared with you about that person, which is great. And they're going to be eager to set up next steps, and they really will appreciate you following up with them and taking the time to do that. And you know what? It's okay to fake it till you make it. This is a learning experience in the beginning. Okay. So there are opportunities that cross our paths every day to start conversations with people that we don't know. And we call these chance encounters. So again, question for the group: when and where was your last chance encounter? Can you share your story? Where was your chance encounter? What happened? So think about the last conversation you had with somebody about joining your team and what happened. And again, I know that's kind of a big question, so I'll give you guys a few minutes. Stella, wonderful, jumping in right away. The Dr. Oz Festival, she passed out cards. Okay, great. Anybody else? Okay, and that's okay. That's why we're doing this call. So, everywhere you go can be a chance encounter. So where are some other places that you might experience a chance encounter? Stella mentioned a festival. Where are some other places that you might go to talk to people about the Avon opportunity? Whether that be, a customer or a team member. Yes, Stella, I love it. Everywhere you go. Joanne, last week, my twin sister's coworker, and she joined in right away. Awesome. So again, some places that you can have chance encounters. Like Stella said, everywhere you go. Erin, yes, at the grocery store. It could be a friend's birthday party. Lucy is saying Pep Boys. Yes, absolutely. You're all just sitting around waiting for your cars anyway. Oh, now you guys are rocking and rolling with ideas. I love it. Diana, at my job. Joanne, at the mall. Maria, family reunion. Yes. Other places could be, happy hour, a department store, a neighborhood block party, businesses with waiting areas, retirement homes, Joanne, drive-throughs, bingo, Staples, church. You guys are, Little League baseball games. I love all the sharing. This is why we do these calls. This is wonderful. And I want to mention a couple more things. as uncomfortable and sometimes as awkward, let's be honest, sometimes it feels a little forced, as uncomfortable as it might feel, considering the following two things, okay? You're probably never gonna see this person again in your life, so don't worry about it. Don't get nervous. Don't overthink it. You're just having a natural conversation. You're asking them questions. You're getting to know them, and then you're bridging, that gap over to Avon. So you're never going to see him again, maybe. And also believe in yourself and in your mission. You are there to bring an opportunity to somebody who may need it. You never know what Avon could do for someone else. And I think we're ready to go on to the next slide. Okay, and it looks like we are going to hear from Joanne Castro, and she just promoted from bronze leader to a silver leader. So congratulations, Joanne. Are you with us?
I've unmuted your mic, Joanne. You might have to unmute on your end as well. There you go. Looks like you're live now. Oops. One more try.
There you go. You got me now?
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Hi. Yes, I'm here.
So Joanne, I would love for you to share with the group. Joanne's really good, by the way, of doing what I call walk and talks, just being out and about promoting her Avon business. So if you could just tell the group, like, how do you prepare? Do you, have like a toolbox? What is it that you do when you go out? If you could just explain your success.
Yeah, so I do a couple of different things because I come in contact with a lot of different people from all different types of businesses and just genres in general. So I prepare myself with a lot of different things. So I always carry with me, aside from catalogs and brochures and things like that, I always have a little starter kit. I actually found these little envelopes that have like a lot of information on the front. It says, like how you can make money with Avon. It says like how to get started, call me, pass the book around, call me, da da da. Like all this information on the front of the envelope, and in it I have a brochure and I have some samples, and then of course my business card and my contact info. I give those to people once I start talking to them and get a little bit more information with them, and I feel like they're kind of ready to like do something different or try, the business. So that's like my little mini starter kit, and I give them that, and they, just as they can try it and see if, how it works. Because worst case scenario, even if they don't sign up, I have some customers from that person. So I don't consider it as a loss if she doesn't sign up. But if she does bring me sales and she brings me enough sales, then I'd say, hey, look, you just brought me $150 in sales, that you can make, the $60 right here, whatever the case is. And I kind of go firm with that mini kit. I also walk around with like a little tiny Ziploc bag. It's probably about like 2 inches by 4 inches in height. Very small. It's the size of like a business card. So I put my business card in there, a sample, and then like a little mint or like a butterscotch candy or something like that. And then I have those for the holidays. So like if it's Halloween, then my little bags are like orange and black. If it's Easter, then they're Easter themed. I also have clear ones, obviously. Valentine's, they're like with little hearts. So everywhere I go with that, whether I'm going to like McDonald's, I have kids, so we're always in a drive-through somewhere. So I'll leave that with the girls, and they're like, oh, how many girls do you have in there? Oh, there's about 6. Oh, here, give these all to all your, all the girls that work there, just as a thank you for helping me today. I say something like that, and they're like, oh my God, thank you so much, da, 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 and they're all appreciative of it. And then what happens with that, obviously, there's not enough time to get phone numbers from them, but every time you go, I do the same thing. And I get online sales from that, which is really good, and I've gotten a few, like 1 or 2 who have signed up in that way as well. Basically, even if I go to a restaurant and I have dinner or lunch or whatever, I'm leaving something with once I pay the bill, I have one of those little clear plastic baggies, and I'll put it in there as well, like as a thank you as well. It's just a matter of, like someone said before, always being prepared, and everywhere you go is an opportunity to leave at least something. I call it like planting seeds. When you when you're starting a garden, you plant a lot of seeds, and obviously not all of them are going to grow, but if you plant enough of them, eventually you're going to get, whatever it is you grow, whether it was roses, sunflowers, or whatever it is, eventually you're going to get some that grow. And the idea is to always be prepared and to always, have something that you can leave in someone's hand. That's pretty much what I do. I do a lot of networking events. Actually, I'm going to meet with a local shoe store, and we're going to plan something in his shoe store as well, and he's all excited about that. He actually calls me more than I call him about it, but which I probably shouldn't tell you that, but that's the truth. I've been sick, and I was in the hospital, and I was in Jersey last week, so I haven't really been around in this area where I live at. So now that I'm back, he's like, hey, we're going to meet up, right? And I'm like, yeah. So I do have to meet up with him because we're going to set up something in his store as well. So just, different things like that is kind of like what I do.
Hey, thanks, Joanne. So someone just asked in the chat room what you put in that plastic bag. And I know at our, Joanne missed our Blab event in Orlando last Saturday because she was visiting family in New Jersey. But we had a leader from South Florida, Milagros Garcia, and she does something similar to what you're doing. She calls them bombito bags, right? So I think that what you're doing is sort of like a bombito bag, but if you'll go ahead and let everybody know what you put in your little plastic bag.
Yeah, sure. So like I said, it's a small, I know Milagros, and I know Milagros does the bigger bags, and she puts the brochure and everything in there. But mine are really small. They're like I said, they're probably like 2 inches by 4 inches in height. Size of a business card, I put a business card in there. I put usually a female fragrance and a male fragrance, and then like my a little, some type of candy, one that's not gonna melt because, well, especially here in Florida, it's very hot, so I can't put the chocolate in there as much as I would want to, but it'll melt. So I'll put like a little mint in there or like a butterscotch. Just something sweet in there, and then it just has my contact info, and it's more just to leave them something in their hand, and then depending on how that goes, they may say, oh my God, I haven't seen an Avon brochure in so long, because you hear that a lot in the street, and then right away I'm like, okay, well, boom, and I give them a brochure. I'm always prepared for that second part of it, just in case the conversation leads in that direction. Because the worst thing would be to say, oh, I don't have a brochure on me, go to my website. And yes, they can do that, but sometimes people like to actually look at a brochure and flip through it. And then at that point, then yes, I would get their contact information to follow up with.
Great. Yeah. So you never know when that chance encounter is going to happen. So you have to be prepared. You have to always have your toolbox ready. So whatever that might be. So any other questions for Joanne? Maria Rodriguez says, Joanne, awesome ideas. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Just to give you another little thing, what I did when I was up in Jersey this weekend, I stood in a hotel because I actually went to a wedding, and the cleaning lady, she asked me, she was like, do you need, your room cleaned today? And I was like, don't worry about it. I'll take, it's not a big deal. I'm not a dirty person. It's just me, So I was like, don't worry about it. You don't have to clean my room today. She was like, oh my God, thank you so much, because I'm just so tired. And I said, really? I said, how long? And I started talking to her how long she'd been there, this and that, whatever. And I left her a kit as well, and I do have her contact information, the same little kit that I told you with the brochure and, how she can earn some money and, so on and so forth. And I gave her that as well. So she was happy. She was like, oh my God, yeah, and I have her contact info to follow up with her with that as well. So again, I'm even on vacation, I'm prepared. It's just you have to be, because you never know, when, like Marie said, when you're going to meet that one person who might be a game changer in your business.
That's right. Well, the one thing I've learned about Joanne over these last months is that she's not afraid to have a conversation. So if for those of you that are on tonight, if you feel like you're on the timid side, that you're not sure what to say, like Allison said a little bit earlier, you can fake it till you make it. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And Joanne's been doing this for so long now. It's just a very natural conversation for her. So, and that's one of the reasons why she's so successful, not only in her leadership side of the business, but also with her customers, because it just happens to be a really natural conversation. And that's just, people will feel more comfortable if it doesn't, feel like it's forced. And if it happens to be a casual, nice conversation, that's the way to get more people into your business. So Joanne, thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Well, not a good night.
So,
We're not done yet, but
I'm going to turn it back over to Allison, and she's going to close us out.
Okay, thank you. And wow, Joanne, what wonderful ideas. And just a few things that I loved hearing her say. You know, she said she was always prepared. You know, she's doing network events. She's out there, she's growing her garden and planting seeds. So what a great inspiration. So thank you again, Joanne, for sharing. So now here on the screen, you can see the 2018 compensation plan. And don't worry, I am not going to go line by line with this and over all the details, but Marie, we have uploaded this chart to the presentation this evening, right? For them to be able to download it?
Exactly. So it's under the materials, and they can, we'll keep the meeting open long enough to give them time to download that if they need to, but they can also find it on your avon.com. When they go to Vibe, it's under their resources on the leadership link.
Yes, perfect. So like Marie said, it is, you know, you can download it. It is on Vibe. But as you can see, I mean, you can receive sponsoring bonuses, promotion bonuses, and mentoring bonuses. So if you do have any additional questions about this compensation plan, reach out to us after the call, or reach out to your coach. We'd love to walk you through this in, you know, in a little bit more detail. But all of that extra money, in addition to what you're selling, that can add up. So I think we're ready for the next slide, Marie. All right. Oh, okay. So you may be wondering, you know, you meet a person during a chance encounter, they want to join your team, but how do they actually do that? Well, the first thing you need to know is your reference code, which you can find on youravon.com under the social media center. And it's actually the last part of your website. It's the personal information after the backslash. So what you do after that, you know your reference code, send your new team member to startavon.com and give them that reference code. That way they're, you know, you're getting credit for it. They're going, you know, under you. They're going to be on your team. And once they're at startavon.com, that's where they're going to complete the contract. They're going to fill out their information. They're going to pay their registration fee, and then they'll be good to go. They'll be able to register right away, get their website up and running while they're waiting for their kit. So mark your calendar and save the dates. We have more of these upcoming chats. They're going to be March 26th, April 9th, and April 23rd, all at 7 o'clock. And we're going to be covering even more topics. Like tonight, we covered conversational selling. So they're just going to be just kind of like this, but with a different topic. And we can go on to the next. Thank you, Marie. All right, so Marie and I would like to leave you with a couple of call to actions for this evening. Take some training on Avon University. Contact everyone in your hot market, your warm market. Practice and use your conversational selling skills. Get prepared for your chance encounter. And here's the fun part. Grow your team by at least one new representative before our next chat on March 26th. So I know you guys can do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So go out there, grow your team by one, because like we said earlier, Avon can be the solution. You never know what offering the Avon opportunity to someone can mean to that person and to their family. So thank you guys for being on this evening. And Marie, do you have anything to add on your end?
So there was one thing I wanted to add to this call to action, and we were talking about the 5x5. So I challenge everyone to start every day reaching out to 5 people, so that you, at the end of every week, have 25 new contacts. So take the challenge to use the 5x5, and it will certainly grow your business. And the number of contacts you have, of course, is going to bring you more customers, into your business and new recruits as well. So we challenge you to use 5x5. Here are our email addresses. If you should need us for anything, certainly reach out to us, but we will keep this open. I'm going to, we'll go ahead and, excuse me, give you an opportunity to ask us some questions. You can ask in the chat box. I am going to open up all the microphones. So I just want you to be aware that if you have lots of noise in the background, you might want to mute your phone on your, mute your mic on your computer. But I'm going to unmute all of you right now. So let's see if we have any questions that you want to ask live. All right, so everybody's unmuted. Let's see if we have anything in the chat box. Good. So Diana said that at her job, she was giving the 5 people the business cards. She's a preschool teacher, so good. Keep that up. All right. Does anybody want to ask a question live? If not, you can ask it in the chat box.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. And who is it?
Yeah, they were talking about the Ziploc bags, but they were also talking about envelopes for recruiting. And I didn't catch what was in the envelopes.
Oh, if Joanne's still on, Joanne, you can answer that. But I know she said.
I can answer it. So
okay.
Basically, in the envelope, it's not like a regular mailing envelope. It's like one of the long ones. It fits a brochure in there. So I have a brochure in there. I have a full pack of samples. In that one, I would put like a face cream. I'd put a pack of either the latest women or men's fragrance, never lipsticks or anything like that because those things can melt. And then I put in there, obviously, my business card, my contact information, and then what's in it for them. So, you know, how do they get started? What's the website to get started? You know, the how much is it to get started? You know, what can they earn? Basically just, you know, like little bullet points right on the front of it. And that I give to them so that they can share. You know, and it's clear. It's like take the brochures and share. You know, collect some orders, collect you know the money, start your business here. Contact me, I'll show you. You know, and it's like step by step on what they can do once they have the brochure in their hand.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Joanne.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Stella says, I have people interested in selling and then they fizzle out. So Stella, my advice is to continue to follow up with those people. You know, it's always easy to lead with product. You get them to be a customer, and eventually you can hopefully convert them into a representative. So if they don't sign up now, hopefully it'll be later, but don't bring them as a customer, bring them in to your business as a customer, and then you'll be able to have that conversation with them later about, hey, you really seem to love Avon, you know, you're such a good customer, you know, it could be timing like we talked about earlier. It might not be the right time for them, but hopefully the right time will be in the future. So bring them on as a customer right now. So make sure they get a book in their hands, or at least your e-store given to them so they can shop. You're welcome. Any other question? Okay. All right, my friends, we so enjoyed having you with us tonight. Stay tuned and hopefully be back here in 2 weeks. If you have any questions, you need our help, you can reach out to either Allison or myself, or of course, contact your upline territory coach, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a good evening.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.